It's been a busy week here in the Inland Northwest, so let's get you caught up with the KREM 2 News Week in Review. I'm Cody Proctor. Thanks for watching. Over the next half hour, we'll take a look at some of the news you might have missed from the past week here in the Inland Northwest. Let's get started with one of the week's biggest stories.
The girls were last seen on May 30th in Wenatchee. Decker had a scheduled visitation with Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, which police said at the time was part of their parenting plan. Decker never brought the girls back. 3 days later, on June 2nd, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office found Decker's truck near the Rock Island campground, about 17 miles west of Leavenworth. Nearby, they found the bodies of those 3 girls. They are believed to have died by asphyxiation. The search for Decker began that night, stretching into the Enchantments, and now, months later, the Sheriff's Office says detectives found remains in a remote wooded area south of Leavenworth this week. At this point, those remains are believed to belong to Decker, but the coroner's office will have to confirm the identity through DNA analysis. In the newsroom, I'm Jessica Janner Castro. Back to you.
This fire-damaged Firestone on University and Sprague looks much the same as it did 49 days ago. It's a visual reminder for Sheila Van Voris of the standstill she's been in ever since.
So it's been a month and a half and my car is still here. They haven't released it to my insurance. I still haven't been paid out through my insurance.
Her car was on this lift when something in the back of the maintenance shop caught fire. An investigative report shows the exact ignition source couldn't be determined because of burned tires. An inconclusive cause, and now, Sheila says, cause for Firestone's insurance adjuster to tell her the company isn't responsible.
And pretty much to kick rocks. Yeah, I'm on my own.
And she's not the only one.
And I handed them the keys and I told them how important it is that my son's truck gets back to him as soon as possible.
Karina Luce says she'll also have to pay thousands, and her son's pickup wasn't even damaged by the flames.
This is...
The Chevy K1500 had been at the Valley shop since July 21st.
This truck right outside of Firestone.
These photos.
That's when it was being dropped off.
And receipts.
This is the tow receipt from this place to that place, right there.
Became all the more important more than a month after the fire, when a family member went to pick up the truck on August 26th.
And he sent me a text and said, the truck's not there. And I was like, what?
She frantically emailed Firestone and finally heard back from the regional manager September 5th.
He says, I remember there being only one truck at this location at the time of the fire, and it has already been claimed. Is there any possibility that this was dropped off at the downtown Firestone location?
That's despite multiple work orders from the Valley store, time-stamped hours before the fire.
The invoice, again from the 29th.
In the same email chain, the manager told her the work had been completed the 29th, but Lou says she doesn't have any record the repair was done.
I would contact the police department and file a stolen auto report. Since we were done with the service, we cannot accept liability and would suggest you contact your legal representative. I mean, first they're telling me they don't have the truck, and now they're telling me they did the work. Doesn't make sense.
Police found the Chevy a week later.
The truck is destroyed. The ignition's gone. The steering column's just destroyed. There's wires hanging everywhere. The doors are torn apart.
Torn apart by thieves, who Luce says took it right off Firestone's lot. Firestone's corporate office sent a statement telling KREM 2 News the company is continuing to work through the recovery and is focused on supporting impacted customers. The representative says they're working to restore power to retrieve Sheila's car off the lift. When pressed about Luce's stolen truck claims, the representative said she was up to date on the situation, but didn't elaborate.
And I'm not going to back down. And I don't believe Sheila's going to either.
We're hoping that if we get the other customers together, we can go in as a class action with an attorney on this.
In the meantime, Karina is still getting emails from Firestone, thanking her for trusting them.
Please rate your service and all that. And it states right here, my son's Chevy truck That's
Shannon Mowdy,
it puts it on there. So how can they tell me they never had the truck?
KREM 2 News.
Well, I spent the afternoon talking to visitors at Liberty Park about the gun found on the playground. There, some say it's incredibly scary, even though police say it was left there by accident.
The playground is normally a place for fun for kiddos of all ages. That's what one parent told me, Tarisha Schmoyer, who did not want her face shown on camera.
Every time after the story time is done, we come here and play.
Like a daily routine.
Yeah.
But Wednesday morning, that was not the case. After Spokane Police Department reported a community member was with their child when they found a loaded gun on the saucer swing at Liberty Park around 8:40 a.m.
It's unfortunate, and again, we're extremely grateful that nobody was injured.
SBT told me over the phone the owner of the handgun was located. They say it was a grandfather who was at the park with their grandchild earlier that morning. The person who originally found the gun posted on Reddit saying their child climbed into the swing when they found the gun.
He was at the park yesterday and was unaware that that firearm had fallen out of a pocket.
So I spoke with those who visit Liberty Park on a regular basis to get their reaction.
They need to be more aware of having it on them when they get off of a swing.
There's no excuse for that. You just don't accidentally leave a gun somewhere.
Kathleen Sheffield from Montana, who brings her grandson to Liberty Park, told me she's a victim advocate back home. She shared her thoughts on how this situation could have been much worse.
Recently had a 3-year-old that picked up a gun and shot himself. And so that just kind of... Sorry, I normally don't get upset, so I'm sorry about that.
Oh my gosh, it's okay, Kathleen.
But yeah, so just, I mean, you know, their kids are curious. It's just very, and like I said, you know, park, it's a safe place. You know, families come here to play and not just something that you would find lying around.
At this time, SPD says no criminal charges will be issued to the gun owner.
And Spokane Parks and Recreation say it only has a small team of park rangers based in Riverfront Park, which is why the department is grateful community members and SPD reacted swiftly. I'm reporting in the newsroom, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
As we go to break, here's a check of your forecast. Welcome back to the KREM 2 News Week in Review. Each weekend, we walk you through headlines for the past week in the Inland Northwest.
As North Idaho continues to grow, the Idaho Transportation Department is bringing 13 different projects to the table to solve issues like traffic and safety concerns here throughout the Rathdrum Prairie area. Now they're asking for your input once again. Since 2022, the department has been working with the community through different forums to learn and build a plan of action for problems North Idaho residents are facing, whether that's dealing with traffic congestion, pinpointing high crash areas, or just creating safer connections for those without cars. Heather McDaniel, a spokesperson with ITD, says this plan that they're working on with the community will not only help people living in the area currently, but it will also just help develop the Rathdrum Prairie area for decades to come.
So Pell Study right now is really the roadmap, and that's what we're working on as far as identifying some of these projects and then having a game plan ready for that long-term plan over the next 20 years. So a lot of it is really going to depend on the availability of funding. Once we have some of these alternatives, that might allow us to move forward with seeking some grant funding or different funding sources for some of these projects. But right now, we don't have a construction date set for any of the alternatives that are working through the process.
McDaniel says throughout the last couple of years, the department has had close to 50 different potential projects to improve traffic and safety throughout the area, but they have since whittled that number down to 13, which they will be presenting to the community today and tomorrow. Although construction on these projects isn't set to begin anytime soon, McDaniel says community input is crucial for the department as they move forward in this process to make sure it benefits everyone involved.
It's just a really great opportunity. Everyone has a lot of thoughts and opinions and really great ideas sometimes on what we could do from a planning perspective. And so just making sure this is your opportunity to voice those concerns and those opinions.
Today's community meeting will be from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Coeur d'Alene Chamber of Commerce building, and tomorrow's meeting will be at that same time, but at the Camillin Park Trailhead Event Center in Post Falls. If you can't make it in person but still want to see what these different projects look like, you can check them out for yourselves on the department's website. And just as a reminder, you have until October 1st to officially submit any sort of feedback for consideration regarding any of these projects. And if you didn't get a chance to come out to today's or tomorrow's in-person forums, they will be holding more forums in 2026 as well. In North Idaho, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
Well, I'm getting up close with some honeybees because the Washington State University is launching a study surveying pollen, and Spokane County is playing one small but important role on honeybee health.
We know honeybees buzz flower to flower collecting pollen. Pollen is not just important to plant production, but also provides nutrition for bees and their larvae. And for local beekeeper Ellen Miller, bees, pollen, and honey all have been a passion of hers for decades.
Seeing them just stuffed and scurrying into the hive, I mean, it's just exciting. Where did they get that? How good is it going to be? I want to know more.
But what plants produce the most nutritious pollen for honeybees? And how does it differ from county to county across the ever-changing terrain of Washington State? WSU is asking those questions through the Pacific Northwest Pollen Atlas, where beekeepers will be examining pollen nutrition in every county.
Pollen is a very integral part of a bee's life.
Researchers say this will provide valuable insights into which plants are essential for pollen production, bee nutrition, and crop production, key factors in addressing the declining bee population.
For people that pollinate our crops, which we need to have the pollination happen, we would then try to encourage people in the area of the apple trees to also plant certain other kinds of plants so that the native bees that are there and the honeybees that are there will have a variety of food sources that are beneficial to them.
So that pesky spring pollen, it's more important than you think. Just ask the bees.
Researchers say the study will take about 4 years to conduct. I'm reporting in the West Plains, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
Thanks for joining KREM 2 News this weekend. I'm Cody Proctor. Right now, we're taking a look back at some of the news stories from the past week.
It's all hands on deck aboard Kootenai County Sheriff's Office patrol boat while training with a new sonar system. It's known as a towed side scan sonar unit. Dive teams say it can scan deeper and deliver better imagery of what they've had in the past. Sergeant Ryan Miller with the Sheriff's Office says the upgrade couldn't have come sooner.
We're very busy. We have, for years, Kootenai County led in injury crashes, in fatal crashes, in people missing along the waterway.
The full-time dive team became a reality in 2006 in response to the drowning death of realtor Gary Fox. The equipment bought back then was in desperate need of an upgrade.
They've been using that exact same system since that time. It is no longer serviceable. It has, we've been putting some money into it to keep it running, and now it's just kind of an obsolete system.
Now, dive team member Sergeant Ryan Odegaard says the new sonar has a keener eye on the waters they patrol. It has more range to find any potential clues in investigations and help families who've lost relatives in the area's many waterways.
It means everything. It means more efficient searches, hopefully more efficient locates, it's an invaluable resource to the community and to the region ultimately.
He says the upgrade cost $84,000. $22,000 came from the Kootenai County General Fund. That same amount came from the Sheriff's Office vessel account, and $40,000 came from the nonprofit Mahogany Boaters Education Association, or MBEA. It's a nonprofit with the goal of promoting water safety and boater education. Sergeant Miller says the sonar unit's already been used with the team working in Montana to help investigate an alleged drowning in Flathead Lake. He adds, despite a lower number of emergencies in Lake Coeur d'Alene in the past year, he says that makes it the perfect time to improve how they respond in the future.
In recent years, that we've actually kind of seen a dip. We don't know why we've seen the dip. We are trying to step up the enforcement and education side, but we know that that's not going to last very long. Our team is really good at what they do. The only thing that we've been lacking over the past, 10 years or so has been a good system.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Well, I know it's still in the 80s, but we are celebrating Everything Fall and Tom's Turkey Drive t-shirt contest, and we need all the kids to get involved. It is easy. Kids draw a Tom's Turkey Drive logo if you're under the age of 18, and then mom and dad, you just snap a picture and then send it to our text line. Easy. Draw, snap, and text. Here's a look at some of the past winners. I love this. This is one of my favorites from a few years ago, and then this one was a Taylor Swift-inspired Turkey Drive drawing. This was in 2023. Now, the winner of the t-shirt contest gets their original drawing on the back of the official Tom's Turkey Drive shirt, like you see here in this video, and then we announce it on TV. But the deadline is coming up at the end of this month. So kids, get out those crayons, pens, pencils, markers, whatever you want, and draw a Turkey Drive logo. And then mom and dad, snap a picture and send it to 509-448-2000. I'll send it back to you.
Welcome back to the KREM 2 News, a week in review. We hope you're having a great weekend. Let's get back to one more story you might have missed this past week.
Sunday, Spokane's University District streets will fill with the sound of feet and beats. The third annual Boulevard Race is expected to draw in 4,000 runners. Among them, two-time participant Carly Pfeiffer.
It was absolutely amazing. Oh, yes, we are absolutely happy.
Pushed on by her running partner and cousin, Dakota.
Be close to each other and just create some great memories with each other. And that's how we wanted to start running together.
It became something that was just theirs. Time to talk and push one another.
Every step wasn't just about running. It was about being side by side, supporting each other and creating memories I'll always carry with me, cousin.
In all, they ran more than a dozen races together, some with Dakota's girlfriend Audrey, a self-described running hater.
Color Me Rally was our last race we did together, and then after that, that's when he got sick. Yeah.
Dakota was diagnosed with an aggressive blood cancer, acute myeloid leukemia, August 6th. He died 3 weeks later.
Yeah, I also miss my best friend and my rock. That's why I have my picture with me for my comforting.
But Carly knows Dakota will still be with her Sunday.
Yes, absolutely he is.
Close to her heart, because they may not have realized they were making memories.
We just knew we were having fun.
Sunday, Carly will not run alone. A large group will fill Dakota's spot, including Audrey, pushing on together.
And his legend will live on.
Shannon Mouty.
Absolutely.
KREM 2 News.
Keep it here for more news and weather updates throughout the weekend. And don't forget, you can watch our latest newscasts anytime on your schedule on KREM 2 Plus. Download and watch right now for free. I'm Cody Proctor. Thank you for watching the KREM 2 News Week in Review.